I got my hair. Steelers Nation Australia. Headband. We'll get you some like high socks. We'll get you some like these shorts.
Hey,
Oh, you're standing up.
Easy.
Yeah.
It's like balls of fury.
So when JJ52 says, will Ray Gun make the 53? No, she's cut.
If you're not going to take Ray Gun, I know a place, Western Pennsylvania, where she'll fit right in. Right at the cookie table at a wedding.
She could be my second string long
Call her
snap.
Dr. Bookie or Dr. Get Down and tell her she has a PhD in Get Down. Like, play the music,
You know what? If she'd had some bling and looked like LL Cool J and I'm gonna knock you out, she might have won.
Alrighty, Steeler Nation, what's going on? Welcome back to Steeler Nation Trade, and also welcome back to Steelers Dynasty Podcast. Bubba, what's happening?
Not much, Mark. I just told you in the green room there that it was 70 degrees over here yesterday in Western Pennsylvania, and then it snowed like about 3 inches in the evening, and I was just overwhelmed with snow. So it is just an unfortunate, crazy scene over here in March.
Yeah, I'm pretty similar here too. We had one of the hottest days again yesterday, but I'm kind of over the mugginess. I think sometimes we should swap lives because I would prefer, I think, the cold than the heat. The heat fucking gets me. So hot.
The heat would get me too, being like, big guy. I could sweat just standing there, but
that's right. You have a shower and get all ready for the day, then you walk outside and you're sweating, and that's all over.
Well, Australia probably got a lot more sites that are great to look at besides Western Pennsylvania tree branches falling down and PennDOT, icing the roads in front of my house. Other than that,
Yeah, that's a fair point. That would be tough for sure, but I feel sometimes because yesterday it's muggy and we're slowly getting out of summer, getting into ready for what you guys call it? What do we call it?
Well, we call it spring. Fall? We got spring over here.
Spring.
Spring is sprung. Yeah.
But you call it fall, we call it autumn, I think. Is that what we call it? I don't know what you
Well, people do call it fall, and they do like, autumn leaves. So, I mean, it's two different types of thing. But fall, to me, is the start of football season. So
yes. Well, football never ends, Bubba.
No, not for us, it never does. No. It's overwhelming. And to keep up this current pace of Steeler news, NFL news, because you gotta know stuff about the NFL players because you think they're coming to Pittsburgh, and then people put it out there and they don't, and then you just look back and you're like a kid in a candy store. Like, do I get the licorice? Do I get the bubble gum? Do I get something? Do I want it? If I do get it, that's the thing.
I want to ask you something first because we're going to go on these stories again, but there was one story that came to my attention. I think a lot of Steel fans wanted. They wanted Malik Willis as quarterback. And I look back at the contract, Bubba. He's $45 million fucking guaranteed. And I don't understand why the Steel Nation wanted him for that price tag. Why would you think
a nice shiny little thing? Mike Tomlin took him to dinner, before he got drafted. He tried to wine and dine him. And maybe that was a little bit, they figured, well, maybe we can get him for that. $45 million is way too much for a quarterback who threw maybe 100 attempts, in 2 games. Like, that's ridiculous. And I don't see the upside to doing that and crushing and ruining your whole franchise based on that.
Do you think the quarterback market is kind of broken or like it needs fixing somehow, some way? Because it seems like they're giving these quarterbacks any kind of money they want to.
I just think the quarterback market, like when I was a kid, the quarterbacks were there was a lot more great quarterbacks out there for every team. And I don't think that's the case anymore. There's just a handful of quarterbacks that are on teams that could make them to the next echelon. You know what I mean? Like, but it's supposed to be the most important position in football, but all these guys are making big money if they're like second or third teamers. Like, look at Sam Darnold. He moved to 6 different teams. He got a trophy now. So the whole game is so perplexed in this quarterback stuff. but we do need one, and I'd like to have one, but not him.
Sam Darnold's story is very interesting for sure. Run around a few teams and finally got a team, and now probably he'll be paid like a franchise quarterback. But it's always funny how they always pay them, after they did something really well. But in some cases, they're paying big money to fucking Indiana Jones, who's done nothing. They're paying big money to. I've been looking around this stuff trying to figure it out, and it makes me just like even Kenny Pickett's getting $7 million for something.
Nothing. Just showing up and standing out there at the used car lot. At whatever city he's in, is like, hi, I'm Kenny Pickett. I'm here to sell a car. But also, too, remember, now I'll remember, because I don't know if you were around then, but I mean, look at Neil O'Donnell. Took us to the Steelers Super Bowl against the Cowboys, and then he took off for big money. They signed him for a big deal. He threw 3 picks in the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, guys, I don't want to say that, but that's what truly happened. It truly sucked that day. But he left for big money, and he wasn't like, I think he went to Tennessee or Tennessee or New York. He left for big money, but it wasn't worth the pay that he left. So teams were taking a chance on Neil O'Donnell, who threw 3 picks in the Super Bowl, and they paid him. And I think that was the start of it, because a lot of quarterbacks went to big places for big money, and it's just a waste of money. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think I've just been thinking about this recently, like the quarterback conversation for our team going forward. And I've got a bit of a spin-off here in a minute. And George says teams are overpaying some QBs, and I agree with that. Jetta was NFL doesn't let QBs develop. 110% they don't. And also, too, I think Shano's in the black and gold room. Shano, give me a thumbs up if you want to come in or out. He's good to go. Okay, in a minute. I disagree with Antonio did nothing. When I say did nothing, he's not really winning playoff games. He's not really doing too many things that deserve $50 million a year or whatever it is. And then Willis is the fact is that the quarterback money to Willis, $45 million guaranteed, and he's only thrown 210 passes.
He doesn't have anybody to throw to, because they just traded Waddle today.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know who he's going to throw to.
Yeah, the Dolphins are killing all their dead cap money is like $180 million or something.
Ridiculous.
All right, let's bring Shano in here. Let's ask him about the conversation. Shano, mate, where are you driving to?
I'm literally sitting in an alley outside of a 1910 boxing gym. It looks like something from Rocky. You want to see?
Yeah. Go have a run. Oh, yeah. That building's probably like,
wow, that's a big building.
1950s, 60s?
Oh,
maybe?
no, it's 100 years old.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
So, Steelers quarterbacks are overpaid, bottom line.
What's the go with it?
It's supply and demand. I mean, everybody wants to roll the dice on a quarterback that might be the next up-and-comer, because here's the thing. Get one that has actually experience and has won games, you're going to pay out the nose. So why not pay a guy $7 million when $5 to $7 million when they might turn a corner like Sam Darnold did? It's franchise quarterbacks aren't a dime a dozen. This isn't the 82 draft where you get Elway and Marino. I mean, what was that draft that had all those great quarterbacks and all that talent?
You're close. It was 83.
83. So and every year you had other guys come in the league that were talented. I mean, you don't have like those franchise players. Also, you don't have franchise running backs anymore. Running backs don't make nearly what they used to. You don't get the franchise tag like remember in the 85, Bo Jackson was worth every bit of the money. Christian Okoye at Kansas City, back even Barry Foster was a franchise quarterback for 4 or 5 years. He was the guy. You just don't have that. They don't put as much weight on the running back. Everything's riding on the quarterback, so that's why they're doubling down on these guys to pay off. Shane, if they had star running backs like they used to, that would take the pressure off of the quarterbacks, and the quarterbacks maybe could play a better game because it's not all relied on the quarterback, because you also have a running back. You're spot on. That's exactly what I was going to say. To bookend that, you have NIL in college. These guys are making, the top end ones are making $5 million. Just the Division I guys bringing $1.5 million. So you have, about 60 programs in Division One football that are paying $1 million for a quarterback. So these guys are staying in college longer, and right now we're in a drought. There's not a lot of quarterbacks out there.
Is there like Daredevil says, is Shano, the NFL has a problem to develop quarterbacks anymore?
I don't think there's anybody that wants to develop quarterbacks. Look at what they did. I mean, I'm not a Kenny Pickett fan, but look at what happened with Rodgers. He was behind Favre. Steve Young was behind Joe Montana. A lot of these successful quarterbacks got to kind of, develop some skill set, learn the terminology. It's a much faster pace. You talk about guys having their first NFL moment when there's like, oh shit. And you talk about James Harrison talking about that. It's just not quarterbacks. It's just everything's so much faster. Everyone's so much more physical. I think quarterback's the hardest for folks to transition to, just because everything's moving so much faster and they have to mentally make those decisions faster. And also, your target area is now this big instead of that big. Your room for error has decreased. The time to make those adjustments has decreased. It's just all those variables that were there have just exponentially gotten faster. So it's really tough for these guys to do it. And I've never played quarterback. I'm just going by what I hear.
The reason why I bring this up is I hear this scenario around, the Sam Darnold story. But that's also that they pushed him in way too early. Then about 4 or 5 years later, he's a good quarterback. And you see this now with Tua. You see this now with Kyler Murray. I know the different heights and all those kind of things. But you see, it was Kenny Pickett. It's a good example. All these guys get thrown into the fire, maybe even Sanders very soon. And then maybe 4 or 5 years later, we're like, oh, can we go and get him? And Malik Willis to the same thing. What can the NFL do? What can teams do to avoid that? Because my big question is it time for Will Howard to go in next year, have a chance at second year? Because if all the other fuckers are getting chances of millions of dollars and $45 million and going to a new team with Murray and this guy and that guy and that guy and whoever, why can't it be Will Howard if the NFL has a quarterback? I think there's a problem with quarterback development for sure. If it's from college to the next level, they throw him in the fire. They're all fucking get toasted. We all go, Kenny Pickett sucks. He's fucking awful. And then we don't like him anymore. He rolls around a bit, and the next minute he might go to a team who has a starter problem, and he might start winning. That's what Sam Darnold did. He got himself out of the fire. But what does the NFL do?
But with the Kenny Pickett situation, he couldn't capitalize on anything because he'd been bebopped around and traded like every other day. And I think the NFL right now is trying to capitalize on football games, and realistically, they don't care. These quarterbacks, they want these superstars to make them big money. That's why we all tune in to see these quarterbacks. Now, if Will Howard could produce, say he's the starter this year, he is economically sound for the Steelers for the next. He's in that rookie contract. So if Will Howard gets us a playoff victory by the chance of Jesus Christ and God above, that's economically sound for this year and then next year. But that'll create some controversy because all these quarterbacks next year are coming out, and there's supposed to be a lot of franchise quarterbacks. Do the Steelers pick that one next year? I don't know, but we won't know until we see Will Howard in some type of game setting actually better than Latrobe. But also, too, does Rodgers come out on his horse and come back? And it's all look, we're waiting on a quarterback now. Like, this has happened for almost 2 years now. Every year it's the same story. It's ridiculous. And Rod Woodson said it's ridiculous in an article.
Every year, because they tried to fix it with Wilson, tried to fix it with Trubisky, tried to fix it with here. But yeah, what do you think, Shane? Are we like an NFL
we're spoiled.
Team stuck here?
We're spoiled because guess what? We had Big Ben for almost 2 decades. I mean, other teams have been through this. Look at the Jets. Look at the Giants. They haven't had their guy since Phil Simms. I mean, you have a generational talent like Ben Roethlisberger, but we might not see another one for 5-10 years. I mean, is this 2027 class next year coming up going to be the answer? Hell, I don't know. It's throwing darts at a dartboard and just trying to hit that small little mark. But Will Howard has a very short window to make his mark. And that's next year. Even if they draft a stud, Will Howard's going to have that guy breathing down his neck. So it's a tough. It's if you're betting on Will Howard to be successful, take the under. I mean, I don't think it. I mean, I want the kid to succeed. I think he's a stud. He was good in the Big 12, competed against teams that had that type of offense. Then he went to the Big 10, was successful there. I think he'll be successful in the AFC. I just want him to get a chance. However, I still want Ron to come on board this year and give a run. But
it's been 26 years from Terry Bradshaw to Big Ben. That was a long gap.
That's right,
people. Oh, it was brutal.
That's right, guys. I'm telling you,
26 years.
That's a generation right there.
Yep.
So going back to, because I think where it all kind of does start is from Big Ben, and that was like 5 years ago. So Big Ben, I think, retired in 2021. Kenny Pickett was picked up in 2022, and Trubisky was kind of the stopgap, the bridge guy. Was that the first mistake the Steelers made in terms of trying to sort this out with Trubisky back then? By the way, I have a point to this.
I think the biggest mistake was, Bubba and me are not like super fans of Tomlin, but he did have an itch, and that itch was Malik. He wanted to get Malik instead of Kenny Pickett. The powers that be picked Kenny Pickett. I think if Malik was here, you would have some stability. You might not have your franchise quarterback, but you would have someone that could win some games for you and maybe win a playoff game. That's just my opinion.
You know what? You're probably right, Shane, because he did take him out to eat, like I said, and he probably wanted him.
They wanted.
They didn't want the Dan Marino curse again, so they wanted Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, the Rooneys pushed the Rooneys pushed Tomlin, and Tomlin's like, no, I'm whatever you say, boss. But I mean, he had strong
everybody
feelings
that Tomlin takes out to eat, like in their draft year, he signed him anyway later on in his career. So everybody
he either takes them out to eat, wants them on their team, or goes and takes them out and gets them pregnant.
Robert says Giants had Eli Manning. I liked him as a quarterback, but I don't know.
Yeah, they had Eli Manning, but
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer though.
If Eli Manning wouldn't have beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, nobody would give a fuck.
Yeah, but that was Giants. How long did Eli play?
He played like 10 years,
14
years.
Really? Okay. I mean, I had one Super Bowl in that time.
He beat Tom Brady. If he didn't beat Tom Brady twice, nobody would care about him.
Yeah,
but I think that's more on the Giants defense. The Giants defense fucking tout him up.
Yeah, I'm thinking Phil Simms. Phil Simms was a really good quarterback, and they were contenders back then every year. I thought Phil Simms was a better quarterback than Eli Manning. I don't know.
It's all about physical football, but at that time, the Giants were physical, like the Steelers were physical in the 70s.
Yeah.
And then the
Eli had
Power, and then a couple.
Yeah,
seasons,
you're right.
A couple seasons they were physical with Harrison and them guys and Troy Polamalu and that run when they beat the Cardinals, they were physical. We have to be a physical team, I believe, and I think this year the Steelers are going to be more physical, but we just need somebody under center, and we don't know what that answer is because we just don't know.
Right. So here's my point. My point is for going back since Big Ben, the Steelers haven't really found that franchise quarterback. They tried Kenny Pickett, the rookie, probably didn't, go with him long enough, nor do they have a good bridge quarterback to win games with Trubisky. Also, I think even Gene's kind of right too, and I think we all feel this to happen with the Big Ben situation. Mason Rudolph never really got a chance, but when he did get a chance in December, he won games, and then he went to Tennessee. He lost a few, came back. And he's now lost that even an idea to have QB2, in my opinion. I think he's going to be QB3 or sitting on the bench or practice squad or whatever it may be. I think Mason Rudolph has been given tiny bits of chances to be starter, but never like fully into the season. So
Ben didn't like him. Ben never helped him out. Ben never tutelaged anybody. Landry Jones, Mason Rudolph. Ben was all about Ben. I love Ben, but Ben was all about Ben. And Ben never helped out anybody. And back in his press conference days, even on his radio show, Ben would throw people out there and he put them under the bus too. So, I mean, I know he saw God and he's all this and he won us 2 Super Bowls, and I'm a big Ben fan, but Ben was a prick. And he was probably a teammate because Mason Rudolph never mentioned Ben in this podcast that he did just recently. Never mentioned Ben. He mentioned the offensive line and stuff like that, the veteran leadership, but never about Ben Roethlisberger. Ben was great, But if you were under Ben as a second or third string quarterback, you weren't. If you're going out in the town with Big Ben Roethlisberger, Ben's hooking up with all the chicks. You're not getting anybody, dude. You're not. You better go in the corner because you're never hooking up.
That's maybe why as well it is so hard in the NFL to find that franchise quarterback like Big Ben to go win 2 Super Bowls, all that kind of stuff. But the Steelers have obviously then tried, the 2004 experiment with Russell Wilson and Fields, and I'll talk about Fields in just a minute. And now we're stuck in this Aaron Rodgers loop around until we get something that could be the next franchise quarterback. Even Justin Fields, he's in the same kind of boat as Sam Darnold. The guy's been a starter with the Bears. He went to the Jets, got fucked over completely, just didn't play very well over there. And now he's a backup behind Mahomes in the Chiefs. I really do feel like, fellas, I know we've been here a long time, but there's something going on with the NFL where they just have no development program or have QB1, or maybe it is really tough. And they're just out of college. They all think they're hot shit. The GMs go, they're hot shit every year. Who's the new guy? Fernando Mendez, is that his name? Is that his name? They're going to maybe throw him in there, and then he get carved up, goes for the washing machine again, possibly, and then comes out and goes, he's not a good quarterback. There's something going on to me. So Fields now gets a chance to be back up with the Chiefs, and he could play a few games here and there. And the Steelers
a Super Bowl. That's a sad part.
Depends. Well, Chris Oladokun did back up.
Yeah.
But the thing is now the Steelers are stuck in the same thing. Do they go Rodgers or do they go that quarterback because they've had no experience? Which way do you fellas more lean to? The no experience Will Howard or the Rodgers waiting game?
I usually am a big. I say I want Aaron because I want to win now. I want to see the Steelers be successful. But if you're looking long term, you play Will Howard. You take your lumps this year. Let him learn. You learn by taking your lumps. Let him learn. See how he develops over the season through getting your ass beat. Then with your shit record, you get a really good draft pick next year, and you draft one of those stud quarterbacks. And you ride with Will Howard in 2027, see how he develops, but you have that guy sitting there waiting in the wings, learning the offense, learning the McCarthy way of doing things, and kind of just take it like that. That's my opinion. You get a better draft pick, get a better quarterback. This 500 bullshit is just not good for building a program.
It's the not winning the playoff bullshit that's not good. Like getting it's hard to get into the playoffs every season. And that's the hard part, but just we haven't won one in almost a decade. That's the hard part. But also too, we got the signing that we got, all the stuff we did in free agency so far has solidified. But I'm just tired of waiting. Like Rodgers knows what he's doing. Who cares? He can bang his wife for right now until doomsday, until whatever. Who cares? Because then
wasn't that funny though? He said he's quite private about that stuff. However, he talked about that for a long time. He loves his privacy. He loves his privacy. He doesn't want to talk about his wife's name, but he always talks about his wife.
I'm right here, Bubba.
There it is. Yeah.
I couldn't get washed off that easy.
But
yeah, even after dishes, that bitch kept showing up. I'm like, no.
But if Will Howard can, we just have to see him, and it just makes so much because there's no good quarterbacks. If there was a better quarterback than the Mendoza kid, Mendoza would be in the middle of the pack. He would not be going number one. But there's nobody. It's also
because I guess the Raiders need a quarterback, so they have to. These teams fall into this trap every single year, don't they? I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I'm just saying it happens every time where he has to go to them because they need one, yada yada yada. And now the Miami Dolphins tried tanking for Tua, and it fucked their whole program up. Where they have no players left, and they're in a turn. I just find this stuff really interesting. And to me, with the Rodgers idea, it does feel a bit like last year, and if the Steelers go with Rodgers and we have another year, have a great time. We have a fantastic time. We go to the draft. We see the players get drafted. We see we go watch good football. We go 10 or whatever, 11 maybe. See how it pans out. And then Rodgers retires. The Steelers long term are they in the exact same position as today. And that, as a trying to be a positive fan, that's what does fucking frustrate me. It does. I'm like, why can't we be one of these teams that have a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, these kind of guys, Joe Burrow? At least they can fix other holes around their team. They have a franchise quarterback. I know it's very tough to get that. The Rodgers route to me seems like it's a good one. Bring him back, 43, whatever he is. Romantic story, Dreamtime story with McCarthy. But then next year, we haven't seen Will Howard. We don't know what quarterback they're getting in the draft. And then we're in the same fucking position, fellas. And I just can't move past that.
Yeah.
I kind of want to just go with Will Howard and fucking say, fuck it.
Yeah.
See what happens.
That would be the wise thing to do, but everybody wants to win now, and I'm one of those guys. I enjoy watching Aaron Rodgers. I enjoy him giving other players shit. I just think it's fantastic and entertaining and as great as a podcaster.
I think Shane, I agree with you, and I think last year I think they were all in. I just think that defense just blindsided them with that no tackling and people running for hundreds and hundreds of yards against us. And that was what they didn't think was going to happen. And then they made that trade. See, we're in the same predicament we are last year. We have receivers now because we traded for Pittman. But last year we had two fucking receivers too. When they traded for Metcalf, we had fucking George Pickens. And then they got rid of them. And that is what cost us a couple games because then DK went on his crazy end in Detroit. We need 2 receivers or 3 receivers. You need a lot of people that you can get the ball to. We didn't have that. And when Darnell Washington went out with that injury, man, that was devastating. And they didn't capitalize on Pat Freiermuth. So they have to revamp all this shit this year. I believe they did. I believe they're going to be more physical.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to see a more physical Steeler football team than you saw in a long time, ladies and gentlemen. They are going to line up. They are going to run the ball over you. They are going to get physical catching the ball with Pittman and Metcalf and whoever this third receiver, if they draft somebody or if Roman Wilson comes in or somebody, they are going to run the ball down their throats. Jaylen Warren is going to be catching the ball. That was the thing with last year with Gainwell catching the ball that took away from Jaylen Warren because Warren was the guy catching the ball out of the backfield. And then if we get this defense stifling, we just have to tighten up just a little bit. I mean, the lug nuts are a little loose. We just need to tighten them up. And then the world is our oyster. But, in our division, we have to beat the piss out of our division, and that's where it all goes to. We have to have a quarterback that can get us through that.
Yeah, it's very true. But I think to end this quarterback half an hour segment, which I didn't realize was going to be here so long.
It's okay.
But it really is like that. I think it's, do you go with Rodgers because the team is set up to win in the playoffs again, which might be a positive for Will Howard in what we talked about, training, development, all this kind of stuff into his year 3. And we don't know what the development looks like. It's more we just go, well, he scores 4 TDs, that's good. Or he throws 4 picks, that's bad. We're not in the X's and O's in the room, but surely being in the building for 2 years without throwing a football with a notepad has to do something for confidence.
He's probably smart. Will Howard's probably smart because he's been behind Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers has actually been helping him more than if, say, Ben Roethlisberger would have been like, "Hey, kid, sorry about your luck. It's all about me. I ain't gonna help you." But Aaron Rodgers has helped him. Now, the best case scenario to me right now, as I'm sitting here in this chair, we have Aaron Rodgers. Will Howard is the second string quarterback. And he plays a lot in camp. We get to see how he plays. He looks fairly good. Okay. Sometimes in the regular season, the Steelers are maybe blowing a couple games out, and they tag in Will Howard, and Will can get some real game experience. And then maybe a little bit of soreness in Aaron, and then they have to sit Aaron, and Will gets a couple starts. That is a good scenario. So everybody is going to be happy. I'm going to be happy because we're going to see Will Howard. Aaron Rodgers got us winning. We are number 1 in our division, and our offense is clicking. But with both quarterbacks, I know it's a little drop-off from Aaron Rodgers to Will Howard, but if Will can get that experience in some game-time situations, we could definitely see.
What do you think, Shane, about this question here? Do you not think that Will Howard can learn from Mason Rudolph?
I think he can. I think he learns from both of them. It's just a matter of executing. I think Will Howard is a very mobile guy. I'd like to see him maybe go in on some red zone offense, later in the season. This having Aaron Rodgers down there in the red zone when everybody's all compact and pushed in there, you can't he doesn't have the agility to kind of escape the pocket and make something happen. You saw
Not
him
at all.
you saw him get crushed there in the fourth quarter.
Oh.
No, I think Will Howard, Bubba, you're spot on. The fact he didn't get a preseason game last year really hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What? So I agree. I think you can learn from Mason Rudolph and all the quarterbacks in the room as well. They all learn together for sure.
Well, and Mason could actually tell him, look, this is what I did. I did some stuff I shouldn't have done. Don't do that. Maybe Mason's teaching him because Mason didn't get taught by Ben, so Mason wasn't that kind of teammate. I know I mentioned Ben on his show, but Ben's a great Steeler quarterback, but Ben was all out for Ben, and he probably wasn't helping anybody come up because we're in this predicament because of this. Because we could have got Justin Herbert. We wouldn't even.
I got another big question for you both. Sometimes, and a lot of times, that Mike Tomlin was not called a QB developer. Many fans out there, analysts, were saying that Mike never wanted to develop a quarterback because he had Big Ben from the start. That's why he went and got Fields and Russell Wilson, and he got all those kind of blokes and Aaron Rodgers because he didn't want to develop a quarterback. What do you think about the current coaching staff and Mike McCarthy has been seen to have like top 5, top 10 offenses? What do you think about his chances with the quarterback, Mike McCarthy, and said quarterback? Not Rodgers, a new bloke in the system. What happens there, Bubba?
McCarthy is like a quarterback whisperer. That's his forte, the offense. Tomlin was more defense. Tomlin was a great motivator of men, but that is a different. We're in a new regime now. And every quarterback that actually came under McCarthy, he actually gave him look at Dak Prescott now. So Will Howard under McCarthy, any quarterback probably under McCarthy will probably be greatly improved. And that'll just make the Steelers a lot better because, hey, it's good to have in the NFL to win championships. Sometimes you might have to have, you got one franchise quarterback, but you got to have a couple great quarterbacks, behind him in case something happens.
What do you think, Shannon? I think is there a difference between Mike Tomlin's coaching strategy or like his development program of quarterbacks, because he obviously never had one besides Big Ben?
Yeah, I think in both situations, it's about luck of the draw a lot of times. I don't think these guys really develop them. I think mostly in college, they're already developed as far as skill set. I think they fine-tune a little bit, maybe point them in the right direction, but you either have it between ears or you don't. And I think, most of this is pillow talk. Pillow talk only gets you so far. Same with Tomlin. This
pillow talk gets you hooked up though if you sweet talk.
Yeah, players coach. But you got to take rod to ass, and you got to make it happen. This saying, you're the whisperer of, McCarthy had some, when he was fresh into the coaching business. I think he was Steve Young's. I believe so. Worked with Steve Young, but then he just kind of fell into Favre and Rodgers, and so same with Tomlin. He's more of a defensive guy, but it's really strange that the Steelers took that left turn and now are more of an offensive minded, team. For however long I can remember, they've always been a defensive, geared team. But anyways, yeah, they have to stop the pillow talk. You either have a quarterback or you don't. There's not much you can do as far as development.
That kind of makes a bit of sense because you could obviously just say that Andy Reid is the best quarterback development coach ever to exist.
Yeah.
Because Patrick Mahomes, I know what you're saying. Patrick Mahomes is fucking unbelievable.
Because I saw him.
He's so good. He's like Brady. You want to hate him. He's that good.
Yep. Texas Tech, I saw him put 542 yards up.
I don't hate Patrick Mahomes. I just know if he has the ball and you got a minute to go and he's got the ball, you got to pray to God on your hands and knees. Your defense can stop him because most likely he's getting a touchdown. He's just incredible.
Yes.
And they had an off year last year. I think he got injured near the end of the year. That's why Fields comes in to help out next year.
Stockpile this year. They're not going to have 2 bad years in a row.
Probably not.
No.
Kevin Reed says, do you guys draft a quarterback this year to battle with Howard for QB1 job in 2027 and who? So he's probably presuming that Aaron Rodgers comes to play 1 year.
Yeah, I someone relate. Some just throwaway guy.
Jack Strand.
You
Yep.
can't. The Steelers, I think the way everything's looking, they're not going to go round 1 quarterback, round 2 quarterback, right?
No.
That's not the idea yet.
We're not the Cleveland
Not
Browns.
the feeling.
No.
No, okay. It's going to be someone, because I guess the real emergency plan is then, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, because this is all we have to do right now until we fucking know what's going on.
We don't know anything.
Hypothetically speaking, Rodgers doesn't come back and he retires. What happens to the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback room?
Ooh, that's a good
Like,
one.
I'm just like, he's not.
You know what? They'll draft a quarterback higher, but they won't draft a number 1.
Yeah.
Because they need, and I've been going off. They need a left guard and left tackle.
Right.
They need that left side no matter what.
You have been spinning that for a long time.
I know, I have, and I'm gonna take my own drugs on that. But then they would probably draft a quarterback a little higher than where I would think if they sign Aaron Rodgers. Like, they got all those picks in like the 6th and 7th round. You get a quarterback then. But if not, they might go, 4 and 5. They might go up a little bit and take somebody. But I don't know, Shane. What do you think?
I don't know. I think if Aaron Rodgers doesn't show up to camp, you ride with the guys you have, and then you're gonna get somebody in the draft. Like your Skylar Thompson type of guy. So it is what it is. Then they'll win 7 games and have a decent draft pick.
What about, hypothetically, I asked both you guys this because I'm just thinking about this. Rodgers does not sign. Okay. And Cousins is out there sitting and nobody picks him up. Would the Steelers pick him up?
One sec, wait. This is exactly where I just found a tweet on the internet that this feeds right into.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
At 21, there was a mock draft out there. This bloke's, I'm not even going to try and pronounce this guy's name.
He's good.
Loan guard, Penn State. Steelers quarterback situation will still be a big question. However, will Rodgers return? We don't know. Will another veteran step in, such as Kirk Cousins? Or will Pittsburgh Steelers target a single call in the draft? No matter what Steelers plan to do, they're 2 top quarterbacks off the board, and there is no third one worthy of day 1 selection. They should try and replace Isaac Seumalo. That was dead set a tweet that someone's put out in a mock draft or something like that Bubba just said. What the fucking French toast do they do? Do they go? I don't want to be honest. Like, if Kirk Cousins signs, I'll have to find a way to cheer for the guy. I don't want to be fucking Kirk Cousins.
We'll all be perplexed.
It's Kirk Cousins. It's like he's okay.
He's got an arm, and that's what they're looking for. And they're looking for somebody to get us into playoffs. It don't matter. It could be the Kissing Bandit. It could be Zorro. It could be anybody. As long as they're getting into the playoffs, I think the Steelers are okay with who they get behind that center to get us into the playoffs.
He might be the only quarterback left, I think, in the free agent market that Steelers could go and target, which is Kirk Cousins. As anyone else? I can't even think of anyone else who would.
I can't think of anybody offhand.
No,
because we still don't know what we're getting with Will Howard because we haven't seen Will Howard. Like we said last night on the show, Will Howard's like going to a car dealership and seeing a sports car and looking at it, but never being able to drive it.
Here are the names: Russell Wilson, no. Zach Wilson, Hajimon, probably not. Not going to happen. Tyrod Taylor, he's 37, no. Joe Flacco's 42. You might as well get Rodgers, no. Cooper Rush, Jimmy G, no. Carson Wentz, probably not. Brandon Allen, who the fuck that is, no. John Wolford, Easton Stick, Brett Rippon, Skylar Thompson, Hendon Hooker, no. Will Greer, Jeff Driscoll. Those are the last remaining free agents. We are in the exact same position, fellas, as last year.
Just come on, Rodgers. Just take time off from banging your wife and say, hey, I'm going to call the Steelers and they can sign me so we can get this ball rolling. So we know, so the Steeler fans are not like doing these hypothetical things like we're doing. We're hypothetical this, hypothetical that. Just go in, get him another receiver, get him another second pick would be a big rookie possession receiver over in the middle. Get the dude from Indiana, but get the guard, and that solidifies most 90% of our offensive line. And then that'll give us something. And I think we're going to be good if Rodgers would just say, hey, I'm going to play, honey. I'll be back to you in about a minute.
Alrighty, got a question here for Shana. He's the college guy. He's got the college football channel. He's the most successful one here talking college football. If Rodgers doesn't come back, they're going to take Simpson. He will be there at 21. Book it. I mean, McCarthy is QB whisperer, right? What do you think about Shano in terms of?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to take a quarterback. I don't think they're going to take one. And I'd be very surprised if they take any of these guys. I mean, they have talked to him. He's one of the guys they have talked to. But, I mean, I
heard he might go to the Jets.
Yeah. I mean, if he was a stone cold killer, I would be all about it, but I don't think he's the guy.
And that's something what the Jets probably do. They probably go and get a quarterback that's trying to fix everything. Because who do they have? Geno Smith?
That's it. That's all they got.
Geno's my boy, but he's over the hill.
Right. Yeah, so that's depending if the Steelers go. I don't think they go QB1 at this drive. I think they go with Will Howard or someone like that. And they build up the O-line and get another guard. If they did, or the receiver or something like that.
They need linemen and they need middle linebackers. I mean, there's still some stuff that we need to solidify this organization.
They've had to have learned from Kenny Pickett. That doesn't work. I want to bring up another photo for you guys because that was really spot on. That was like, if this happens, that they go pick up I assume this guy's 6'4" or something, 5, big fella. I've never seen him in my life, but I assume he's good. But another picture for you guys because I wanted to talk about as well. What do the Steelers do in the first? Have you guys seen? We got so many picks in the first few rounds.
Yeah,
like first 2 or 3, and it's nuts. I mean, we have 12 picks overall, and the Steelers have some chance to make some moves here. Round 1, pick 21, right? Round 2, pick 53, and then round 3, 76, 85, and 99. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks in the first 3 rounds. Do the Steelers move those picks around and move up, or do they sit where they stay, Bubba, and try and pick off needs for certain positions?
I would stay where we're at because there's nobody super duper out there because we got to get in the top 10 to get if we want that middle linebacker from Ohio State. Something like that, like a impact player, you have to give away everything. I would just stay where we're at. We got 5 positions in the top 100. I think if our scouts and our draft personnel can actually draft people, they can fill the spots, and there's spots and needs that we filled. I mean, you're looking at 150. You're looking at 1, 2, 5, 7 spots before the 150 top players in the NFL. So in the draft. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
No, it's not bad. So I would stay with that.
Even top 100, you have 99, 85, 76, 53, and 21. Shannon, what do you think? Do the Steelers move around the picks? They got Omar Khan has 12.
That 12's a lot. In third and fourth round. Third round, you have a lot of great picks. There's a lot of talent in the third round. A lot of journeyman players come out of the second, third round. But could you give up one of those in order to move up? Even say 8 spots for round 1, or maybe you give up 8 spots for a round 4 and a round 7 guy. I mean, you just got to be creative. But I have no problem giving up people after guy or 2 after the 4th round to move up in the 1st round if you see a key need, which is like Bubba was saying, middle linebacker. Round 3 you're going to get a receiver. You're going to get some wish list stuff in round 3. Round 1 and 2, you got to go with your straight needs. I mean, even the first pick in the 3rd round that we have, what is that, 76?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's
either receiver or if they can get that guard, if they get that guard from Penn State, or an offensive tackle in round 1, round 2 would be a nose tackle.
Tomorrow we're going to do another mock draft. It's just nature of the beast. It's a hell of a lot of fun.
9,000. Mark, there's people that do 9,000 mock drafts. Crazy.
I don't think I'll do one this year. I'm not really a fan of it. I don't have time. It hurts my head. I like talking about maybe a player or what the Steelers should do at a certain position. I get so tired though of the mock drafts, but yeah.
Last year there was a couple that the defensive tackle from Oregon popped up in our draft and we got him. There's probably 2 or 3 players that popped in our mock drafts that the Steelers actually went after. So
I just
I
want
guess
to see about the offensive line and the middle linebackers. Those are the left side and the middle linebacking core is something that we need to, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow because I just made a thumbnail about that. So that's what I want to.
The middle linebacker,
middle. I think we need middle. I think we need another a good middle linebacker. I would like to see. Now this is crazy. I would like to see Jack Sawyer move to middle linebacker, but that ain't going to happen. But I would like that. That would be nice. They won't do that.
Is his potential being wasted then on the outside and not being moved around?
Well, he's going to be he's playing behind TJ Watt, you know, and Herbig's got to be bebop and got to get more playing time. So in the depth of whatever, it's going to be Herbig above Jack Sawyer.
It's funny because the Steelers have some of the best depth at outside linebacker in the NFL.
Oh my God,
yes. Amazing!
And then in other places like they can't figure out quarterback, or they can't get the ball to the tight ends, And now I think with the new additions and I looked up some of this Dean bloke. He's doing some good things. He was a really good Buccaneer for many years. He's now opposite Joe Porter Jr. So there's some good moves on secondary. They brought in that Savage guy. They brought in Brisker, who I found out is also Joe Porter Jr.'s teammate. And I saw his interviews. Did you say
it's Pittsburgh boy too?
Yeah, they're doing some good things in the secondary. Did you see those interviews from all the players over the weekend?
I shared them on the Dynasty Facebook page, and I heard a little bit about it. But the Rico guy is going to run the ball. He wants to run the ball. He's going to run the ball, and I mean, he could be something. He's going to probably be the featured back for the Steelers.
I agree.
He's a big fella. I think that also makes from history as well. I think Warren does a bit better with someone like a Najee or someone in front of him like that. And then we've got to see how Cale Johnson goes. But overall, like, are you guys pretty happy? Because we haven't talked too much about these guys that we did last week.
That's Christmas right there. that Pittman's Christmas. I didn't see that as a trade. I was looking at Alex Pierce, but the Steelers weren't going to. That's too much money. Okay, but I didn't know that they were going to trade Pittman like that. And Pittman's a good receiver.
Yeah.
And he's done some damage against Pittsburgh. And he's a physical receiver. So right now, the Steelers have what we've been wanting for years, you know, since we've been doing these podcasts.
Steel Loyal says here, and welcome Steel Loyal. He says Jack Sawyer would be
I think so. I think that would be brutal.
Yeah. There's something about a bloke with that. You know, when they have like the JJ Watt had the arm thing on, like the arm, for his elbow, probably needs it for you know, so he's like so athletic and stuff, but he's a bit of a mean guy. Like, he was a pretty good season last year for his rookie season, Jack Sawyer. So, this team is. Well, I'll ask you fellas, has it improved since last year on paper and all the moves they've been having?
Yes.
I was more excited about last year because I thought Ramsey was going to be a stone cold killer. I thought, I thought the moves they made were really aggressive. I thought DK was going to be good. I thought Jonnu Smith was going to be really good. The one thing that I am that you can just take to the bank that just is changed the dynamic of that tight end room is Darnell Washington, the physicality. I mean, he is a highlight film. You watch the reaction of other players on the sideline when he just looks like he is like a high school kid running over 10-year-olds. I mean, that is fantastic. If all the other Steelers kind of, if we have
the worst thing we had was when we had Jonnu Smith not doing anything, and we thought that was going to have been huge. And everybody on paper last year, I thought it was going to be 13-4. And with Aaron Rodgers, they just did not give him the weapons, and the weapons that they had didn't have the ammo in the chamber. So I think we probably will get another, tight end somewhere, probably in the draft now, since they got rid of Connor Hayward. And our special teams now is going to be different than any other season. And we got your bloke, the Aussie. He's got to go in camp with some competition. They got to sign somebody because he's now our number one punter now.
Yeah, definitely. And also look back to, like, Darnell was in the 2023 draft. He was 93rd overall. And that was, I think, because he fell down because he was injured or something. It was something really weird in these cards and all these different grades and shit like that. And then you go and watch last year. That was it against the fucking Bengals where he threw away 3 plays and ran 40 yards. Like, they have to use him more. And he was a big reason why they didn't win that Texan game too, because they had to change a few things. couldn't block on the outside. So Darnell is I hope they sign him. I saw an article today, but I retweeted, but I didn't look at it. But same conversation. What players, fellas, they need to re-sign? It's fucking Darnell. It's possibly Warren. It's Chris Boswell. Who else they got to re-sign? That's like a player.
Boswell first. Boswell first. Get it out of the way and make him feel like, without that agitation of this negotiations of contract. Sign him first. I don't know if Washington is on his last. Maybe he's got another year. Maybe he's got a 2-year deal.
I think he is something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I know Herbig has to be looking at a contract stuff. So first and foremost, in my eyes right now, would be Boswell, getting him solidified as the scorer of scorers, as the kicker of kickers. And that'll be something that we don't have to worry about. But, look, and Omar Khan's going to finagle some numbers. Maybe go back to TJ Watton's like, hey, let me finagle a little of this to restructure your contract so we can give out a little bit. And then also, too, even with Cam got that contract, they could still restructure some money, a little bit more money, and try to help, help some out because, a million here and a million there adds up after a while.
Here's a bit of a sneak peek. So Patrick Queen is entering his last year of his 3-year deal, which I think is kind of failed, to be honest. Chris Boswell, his last one, he's got to sign up. Joey Porter Jr., they've got to sign him up. I think he's been playing tremendous. Nick Herbig is in his final 4-year contract. Keanu Benton, 4-year rookie contract, and same with Darnell. So those are the 3 blokes they got to figure out.
They got to get all of them signed.
Spencer Anderson too. We haven't talked about him. Spencer Anderson, could he play guard or that position? Shano or Bubba? What do you think?
I don't think he can switch. I don't think he's. I don't know. I don't think he's one of the guys that could switch over there. But
he's not. He's good for depth. He's good for depth. I don't think if you want to solidify that offensive line, you want to get nothing against Spencer Anderson. He might get his look at in training camp. But realistically, I think he's more of a depth and a guy come off the bench and somebody got hurt. I just think that we have to solidify that offensive line.
How many times did we see last year that when he comes out, there's a six fucking O lineman? It was so good to watch. Like that play they would run to the left-hand side, right-hand side, where he was an extra fucking blocker with Darnell, created so many holes in rushing lanes. Yeah. So I think they'll keep him somehow.
Different plays for different spectrums of the offense on what situations that they need. Because now with no Connor Hayward, who's going to do the tush push? You know what I mean? Who's going to play that kind of stuff? They need to solidify some kind of. I don't like that tush push anyway. I rather just line up and blow the hole and let the. That's why I like a fullback to be a fullback, but that's just me. They don't do fullbacks anymore.
Big shout out to
$5 million. So
big shout out to Yuli for 38 months here on HDU on the Steelers Nation Australia.
Wow,
membership program is a long time. Thank you, mate. That's helps pays my rent.
Wow.
And thank you, Afton, as well for 2 months. Like fellas, and you guys have been on like your show now for a long time as well. Doing the podcast.
I think this week or next week it's the anniversary show of 2 years. It'll be 2 years since me and Shane got together. I mean, I was doing it before.
Yeah, I think it was like this week. This week's the anniversary. We'll have to go back and look.
Two years on the YouTube channel.
2 years. 2 years of when I did the split. When I splitted the DNA atom from the Triple B experience.
The triple B divorce.
Yeah. We got it in court. We got the Steelers Dynasty podcast.
You guys are almost near 1,000 subs too, right? It's getting it.
Almost close to 800. We're like 3 away.
That's crazy. Oh, to 800 or 3 away.
Yeah, we're close to 800. 3 away. And we're close, and we did it organically. Like we put some sod out there. We put some little fertilizer.
But I whore myself out to putting like lipstick on my hand and dressing up.
Yeah. Well, that's the true Aaron Rodgers' wife. Now you got to grow. The hair's got to be combed and put in a bun.
Nah, you guys doing very well.
Why doesn't he just fucking say, hey? Because everybody thinks he doesn't have a wife. Like I have a wife. I'm married. I like to show her off. I thought you were saying, why doesn't he just come out and say, I'm playing?
I'm not playing.
You know what's going to happen? It's going to be Chaden Cannon go, hello, my name is Jeff. I am Aaron Rodgers' wife.
you know what? He should just go on the Pat McAfee show. It's like, everybody, just come on out. I don't care if he hired her off the street or whatever. He goes, this is my wife. You know, here she is.
No, I don't care about the wife. I just care about if he's fucking playing or not. Like, I don't
know,
want to
me
go
too, but he's using that wife thing as an excuse. Like, I'm off in the off season because I'm a little older and I want to hook up with my wife.
How could you not know by now in getting ready for the season in June or whatever? Like, you must know.
But also, too,
there's
cameras in every place we go. Stop signs, fucking convenience stores, shopping centers. You're telling me no one's seen his wife anywhere with him ever? I mean,
well, they did follow him. Do I saw that? I got rid of the
follow him everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even Tomlin follows him now. Tomlin had a nice speech at that.
It's like a slow dance.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's going to be a different transition from Tomlin's into Mike McCarthy's team.
Year. How's this press conference is going to go on Tuesday? Because we're not going to get all those antiquated anecdotes. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Just before we start to end the show shortly, fellas, I got some breaking news of the game, not Steelers news. Breaking news for the game down in Melbourne, right? And I don't know how true this is. They're reportedly saying that the Melbourne game, because I'm going to try and go to it, right? Somehow, some way. They're saying this game is going to be held, like they try and leak. Because you know what? I fucked up last time. Here's my big fuck up. The Steelers leaked the Ireland game to week 4, and it was the exact same fucking time they leaked it, and I didn't take advantage of hotels, tickets, or anything like that. Right? I paid too much money for a hotel and that kind of stuff. This time I'm trying to get in front. And there's a leak out there now that this game is going to be played week 1 in Australia, Thursday, September 10th, which means that the kickoff game is going to be Wednesday in America. Yep. So Wednesday, Thursday. So do you think, fellas, if they're going to have an Australian game, that would make the most sense to play week 1?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Because I booked 2 hotels.
I mean, you tell us, Mark. When you fly that distance, you're batshit crazy and tired, and you just need a couple days to get your shit together.
You need 2. You almost need 2.
Couple days.
It's like one day.
You can drive to this game, right? I mean, it's like a little drive.
Melbourne's down south. It's about 12 hours away.
Oh, 12 hours.
No, it's 12 hours from you?
Wow.
Yeah, Melbourne's all the way down south. It's all the way
you're on the Gold Coast. You're up north, right?
No. I'm like near Sydney, like 2 hours north of Sydney.
Down by Antarctica.
So like,
okay.
The Gold Coast is up here. I'm like down here, and Melbourne's.
Okay, I get it. Okay, I know where you're at then. Yeah,
all on the East Coast. So, anyways, yeah, like you're kind of right. When I called it the first day when I come to Pittsburgh, it'll be 23 hours travel. It's called a write-off day. You don't do anything. You just sleep it off, or you you just rest and sleep. Even the next day though, you still feel a bit like you still get adjusted to it. You know what I'm saying? So this is the news was, Rams will be played week 1, Thursday, September 10th, which means
play Seattle.
They play 49ers versus Rams.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to try and go, but I've booked my 2 hotels on Booking.com just to see what happens, to see what date comes out, which means the Wednesday game would be in America. Yeah, your Wednesday is my Thursday, and your Thursday is my Friday. So that's some breaking news I've seen, but I got to try and figure it out. Because,
it's a lot cheaper to travel in your own country to go see an NFL game than.
Yeah, let's hope so.
You know I mean, you can scalp a ticket and watch it from the bar, though. You'd probably be the only guy.
If I don't really go. If I go in, it'll be great. But if I see the same price tickets that I paid for Dublin, I won't go in. Fuck that.
Do you think the Australians will actually pack the stadium, or they'll pay for the stadium?
Yeah, there's the Melbourne Cricket Ground MCG hosts about 90,000 people to 100,000.
Wow.
But you got 90,000 fans.
If the cricket's oval, right? If they don't fill the sidelines up, you got to. It's built for cricket, not built for fucking a football game in the middle,
mate.
So the rectangle in the middle is still super far away. If you're up in the sticks, you can't see shit.
So when they sell hot dogs, hot dogs at this fucking
what do they sell? What are they going to sell there?
They'll sell it. Corey from Melbourne, he's here. If I can get a time off work, I'll watch it. I'll be there. We're not here fucking.
Now, do they give you beer? You're allowed to buy beer?
Yeah, we're not like toddlers.
No, I didn't say you were toddlers, but I don't know because cricket games get fucking passionate and people get fucking. Well, that's rugby, but still, I mean, they get soccer.
Yeah, you can buy a beer.
You guys overseas get a little crazy. Like there's probably some, bits of somebody fighting because somebody called somebody something and beer going everywhere.
I would assume because it's an American event, they will go full on Yank mode with all the American beers, hot dogs, pizza, chicken wings, all that kind of stuff. They would turn that stadium into an Americanized, like, fucking.
Oh, look, Corey's only 60 miles away. That's close.
Yeah, an hour or so. Yeah,
that's close.
Yeah. So, that was the league thing, which means because they had to play, you've got to play the people who won it, the Seattle Seahawks. They deserve to have their spotlight the week one. So it looks like week one's going to be that Wednesday game, which is my Thursday, which is weird because I was talking about fucking a Wednesday game the other day.
They're going to play games every night of the week if they could. This is. Remember they did that during COVID? During COVID, you had to watch the Steelers play the Washington Command. Oh, that sucked. And then it was like, and then they switched it up. It was like an afternoon game.
3 days later or some shit on a Wednesday. Yeah, definitely. So, I just want to bring that up because I made my mistake last time that they leaked the Ireland game week 4 and it came true. And I could have bought a hotel easy because I don't know if the hotels know. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but they probably don't. Surely not. Maybe when it comes out, they do like a whole thing, but I don't know if the NFL would tell them. But the fucking Pittsburgh hotels knew for the draft because they definitely knew.
Oh yeah,
they definitely knew. Alrighty, fellas, let's get out of here very soon. It's a great show, by the way. It's one of our best
quarterbacks.
That was great.
It's the drama that we've had for the last 3 years, and it's. You ever see now? Shane knows what I'm talking about. Remember the Muppet Show?
Yeah.
And they had the pigs in space.
I've seen that.
And it's always an episode like, in this episode, wait till next week.
Which is like the I always like the Muppets on the who are the two old guys?
The old guys.
Yeah.
That's me and Shane, but in Muppet form. They suck down there. Oh, the Cleveland Browns are sucky.
That pig is funny.
Yep.
Wait,
look at that green frog down there.
Yeah, these guys were my favorite when I was younger. Yeah. These blokes here.
Yeah. That's Bubba to the right and I'm to the left.
Oh my god!
So just so cynical at everything, hate
everything.
Yeah,
yeah, I love that.
They're on the Keel and Peel show, and they did a spoof of that. And they just beat them up as security. Oh, it's so funny.
Really?
Yeah, you have to look at it on YouTube.
Oh man, they're so funny. Yeah, was there the bloke there too? The Swedish chef, Erdiger.
Yeah. Gonzo.
Anyways.
Gonzo's
that's what today felt like. Felt like us these two blokes talking about Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is fine. Do you think his wife is anywhere around?
Very cool.
Sorry.
The MCG hosts 100,000. There you go. The beers and food for local sports are expensive down here based on the sports I've watched. You'll get 80,000 people. It's a fucking big stadium.
That's a lot of people.
Crazy.
It's a big stadium. It's a lot of fucking fans that don't know football that have to walk around.
You know what? You should charge $5 or whatever your money is over there, and it asks you a question. That's how they pay you. Ask big sign. Ask the question.
Yeah,
stump the Aussie. Stump the Steeler Aussie right now.
We'll do that next time. Alrighty, let's get out of here. So, just quickly before we go, we are going to the Benjamin Franklin's Tap Room and Grill NFL Draft 2026 party, April 23rd on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If anyone will be there at all, be Bubba. Bubba will be there from 9 to 9 each day.
Bubba's going to live there.
Yeah, you're going to live there. Have a room
7 and 12 to closing on Saturday.
So come meet us there as best you can. We have more details coming soon. Fellas, it's like a month away. It's very, very close.
I got shirts and hats and koozies getting ordered. I'm
going to bring some Australian gifts as well. I'm going to give out to to the people. Give back to the people.
Everybody gets a free spider bite, courtesy of your favorite
Right
Australian.
neck. Right on your neck and inside your leg. 2 places you don't want.
No, fucking hell. I saw this big spider the other day in my kitchen. I was scared the shit out of me.
Take a picture. That will be the
I
it'll be
want to, but then
show
by the time
pet.
you do that, it runs away and you're like, where'd it go?
Oh my God, they're aware that you're looking at them.
Oh, they know. Oh, yeah.
Maybe they
we'll
have
be there
spidey senses.
We'll be there, I think, most of the time, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we just know Bubba's going to be
Saturday
there.
we'll all be there because Saturday it's like 12 to whenever the
Yeah.
draft's over. So
Fucking hell. I hope my luggage turns up. Last time my luggage didn't turn up.
yeah,
And Shano had
it's
to.
like it is
Shano was doing,
park and some
I had
Shano
a-
was doing donuts in the airport, and he started. Security was like, "This
Yeah.
guy's kind of doing something here, mate."
We got a terrorist with a beard. Looks like a
I walked out my fucking shorts. He's like, "Yep, that's him over there."
yeah.
That's all right. Thanks, fellas. Bubba, Shane, great show. And you guys got tomorrow at 9 p.m. on
Tomorrow
Wednesday. We are getting there. We are finding out what happens next with fucking Rodgers. We don't know. He's fucking his wife. He's doing something.
It's the
Video-
continuing story of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Will
He's having
we
a good
see?
time with his wife, but
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. We don't know if he's going to be there or won't be there. We just want to know soon. But the team looks good. I feel pretty good about the team this year. I really do. Bubba, thank you, mate.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
also Shano. And let's get out of here. All right, fellas. I'll see you guys next week. See you later. I'll see you guys later. Left the light on. See you later. Bye.